How's it going, everyone? How's it going? Pretty excited because I'm actually using StreamYard for once. So hopefully I can show you my screen a couple times if we're looking at stocks or something like that. Pretty excited about that because typically I've not been very high tech on this, which is something that I needed to get better at. So I'm using StreamYard. We can share screens at points if we want to. This probably will be a little bit of a quicker live stream than usual. If you guys just want to let me know that you can hear, that would be awesome. I really appreciate that. So just let me know in the chat. I'm going to update you guys on what I'm buying and kind of what I'm thinking about right now because I've been buying some stocks over the last week. I'm just looking at my phone now to pull up some of the stocks because I want to make sure that I have them all here. Now, okay, sweet. So you guys can hear me. Again, first time using StreamYard, so you'll have to give me a little bit of time to get used to it, but I like it so far. It's a little bit easier than I thought it would be. So stocks I've been buying this week. I do this every single week. I update you guys on what I'm buying. So we'll start in the dividend portfolio. If you haven't heard about that, I update that every week. I add $100 and I'm investing for long-term growth. We'll get into some of the penny stocks here in a second, but we start in the dividend portfolio. I bought, I believe, just one stock this week. I'll pull it up here. Oh, sorry. I bought 3 stocks this week, but I am adding a new one, and I'll just let you guys know right now. At the end of this stream, I'm putting a new video up. It's a stock that ARK Invest just started buying, and super interesting because I am going to add it to my dividend portfolio here because it pays a dividend. They just added about $40 million, and the video will come out again right after we get done with the live stream. But I'm going to be adding that for next week. So maybe I'll tell you that one at the end. I haven't bought it yet though. But this week I added AT&T, added about $50 of that just for some dividend income, high dividend yield on that. Disney, I added $28.83. Again, fractional shares if you're outside the US. So I added a fractional share of Disney. And Store Capital, I added about $30. So all good dividend payers. Disney cut their dividend in the short term, but I like these ones. Again, pretty low risk compared to some of the other stocks that we've been buying, but I added those. I also had some dividends that I could reinvest from my Roth IRA. And I bought a long-term hold for me. This is one that I've bought before, and I already hold a position, and that's MP Material. So I added about $83. Again, just some of my dividends that I had left over in there. And then that was pretty much what I did there. So some people are saying it's a little bit blurry. Sorry, this is the camera I usually use. So it might be a little bit blurry compared to like when I use my phone, because this is just the camera that I use on my computer. So not like the best quality video, but I added those. Again, long-term holds for me. Those are ones I don't really ever have to look at or think about or anything like that. Let me pull up my WeBull. I added to my position in Sens, and I'll see if I add anything in WeBull. I've been trying to add more stocks in a tax advantage account because we've been buying so many like high risk, high reward stocks, which I could get in and out of a little bit quicker. So I don't want to put them all in a taxable account just because, that might not be the best long-term. So I'm just pulling up here. I didn't buy anything in WeBull this week, but I did buy some in Fidelity. So I doubled my position in Sens this week. And this was something that I talked about in my Patreon group, and I'm just gonna quick plug it. If you guys want to see exactly what I'm buying in real time, I try to tell you guys pretty quickly. But again, it takes like a couple hours to produce a video. Even if I start it right away, it takes a while, and then I have to upload it, and then by the time you see it, it could be even later. So I send out alerts on there if you guys want to join the Patreon. Also, just because I'm doing this, I have to link to or post the WeBull affiliate link down there too if you guys want to try that out. So yes, before I get into what I was buying this week, Tsnp is up today, at least last time I checked. I talked about this one a long time ago, one that went down 75% or something like that after I talked about it, and it just went down an insane amount right after I talked about it, it seemed like. And now it went up, I think 500 or 600% from there. And I said, first of all, right off the bat, this is one that you have to be willing to risk everything, because this could fall down to zero. It's Tsnp. It's a fintech company. Now it's up. I think it was at like 7 cents at one point. Now it's at 39 cents. I'm up 25%. I held it through when I bought it originally. But again, I don't have much in there just because it is so risky. But I added to Sens. I doubled my position. I doubled it when it was around $1.50. And if you guys didn't see my video this morning, I am actually really excited because they increased their share offering. So they increased it. They are getting about 50% more per share. And they are also selling about 10 million more shares or something like that off the top of my head. So I was actually really excited about that because they need more cash and they're getting more and more. They're getting more and more cash to send the sidelines, which will only help them out in the long run, I think. And I said since the beginning, I'm going to hold this one for a while. So I ended up buying and doubling my position on Tuesday. And then they just announced that they were actually going to increase their offering today, or maybe it was yesterday, which is awesome. So I'm still holding this one long term. I doubled my position earlier this week on that stock. Now, also, I did buy a couple other stocks this week. I bought FAII, and I'm not sure if I didn't make a full video on it. I put it at the end of a video. It's a SPAC. I bought almost $1,200 worth. So a pretty big buy for me. I mean, again, I don't really sell or buy stocks really. I don't sell stocks to buy stocks most of the time. I usually hold very long term. And some of these penny stocks I might get in and out of a little bit more, but I've been holding Sens, I've been holding BNGO, I've been holding TMDI. So I've been holding a lot of these long term. I'm not swing trading them all the time and stuff like that. So for me to put in $1,200, I put in a lot of money last week. So I put some money into FAII. They still don't have a merger target, but I think it has some potential upside. I also bought Tmdi, which is a medical device company. I bought them just on the 20th. So just a few days ago, I bought a couple hundred shares, I believe, or maybe it was 150 shares, something like that. I bought about $350 worth. So I realized for some people, this isn't the biggest amount to buy, and then for other people, it's a very large amount on a penny stock. So it's all relative. For me, it was not a large portion of my portfolio, but it's enough that if it goes up, kind of like BNGO did or something like that. Obviously, BNGO is kind of an outlier, but obviously, if it goes up a lot, it will be really good. So I've been buying those penny stocks. I've been holding on to them. It's hard. I know it's hard when they go up like 40% or something, and then they start falling back down to hold them. But a lot of people missed out on BNGO because they sold in and out a couple times. And, there's nothing wrong with taking profits. You take off some risk, or you take some risk off the table. But, long term, if you want to get really good gains, I think, generally people that get really good gains on a particular stock, anyone that's up 1,000% had to go up and, withhold from selling off when they're up 100, 200, 300, 400. So you just have to constantly reevaluate the companies. Now, those are the companies I bought this week. Again, I will be posting the video a little bit longer or a little bit later on the company that I'm buying for my dividend portfolio for next week. But again, I'm buying $130 worth. It's the only stock that I'll be buying in that portfolio this coming week. And again, ARK Invest bought about $40 million in the first 2 days of buying it. It's a company that just announced that they're getting into the autonomous space. They're in truck driving. Again, it's going to be really interesting. Again, I apologize if the video is not great. I think some people are saying that, but it's just because, again, using the computer here. But let's take a look at some of the comments. So I saw so many people have been talking to me about ATOS. Now, I have not been buying ATOS. That's one of the ones I've been kind of looking at today, but not a ton. I still have to do a lot more work on it. What else are you guys looking at these days? And it looks like for some reason the comments don't show up as fast, I think, on StreamYard. We'll see here, but what else are you guys looking at? I've heard a lot of people saying NMDR or NDMR or something like that. I forgot what the ticker is, but yeah, I've heard a lot of people saying to take a look at that one too. What else are you guys looking at? BFT, NNDM, Gaxi, TRXC. Okay. Yeah. So the one that I bought this week, Tmdi, is similar to that company, to TRXC. And that's one of the things that made me really interested in it. It seems like it's like that company just before, like before TRXC took off. This TMDI kind of reminds me of it. And they have a company that's already paying them. They have a $150 billion company that is paying them on a contract basis up to $40 million. They've gotten 20 million of it already. So they kind of have a big company, a big medical company that's already buying into their technology essentially, or actually just legitimately buying their technology. What's my profit? My take profit price for BNGO. So for this one, it's so hard, right? I'm reevaluating all the time. I don't want to sell out too early though. So I might be holding on to this one for a while. Honestly, right now there's still just positive catalysts coming up for them. So I mean, I guess if it went up to 13 or 14, I think I'd have to think about it. I might take a little bit of profit off because at that point, I could take out 10% of the shares that I have, and I would totally pay back my original cost basis because I'd be up 1,000% because I bought in at $1.25. I think last time I checked, it was $9.30 or something like that today. So that's kind of my opinion on that. Also, I just want to say I'm really excited because this thing is actually showing comments and stuff, which I couldn't do before. Austin, thank you for the donation. VLDR and GSAT. Interesting. So I have not, let's see if I can share my screen here. Share screen. Share. GSAT. Okay. I'm not sure if you guys can see this. We'll see in a second. Global Star. So I took a look at this one. Okay, so I don't have permission to show my screen yet. I have to fix that at some point. I haven't let Chrome do that. GSAT, I took a look at earlier this week. Let me see if I still have my notes on it. Okay, so their main competitor is Iridium at about 2 or 3x the size. The thing that I didn't like about Global Star when I was looking at it, I could not find an investor presentation, which honestly I should be able to get around that, but I couldn't find an investor presentation. It was just really hard to take a look at some of it. And I did take a look at some of their other recent articles. I don't have a very strong opinion on it at this point. I know a lot of people were talking about it. And then VLDR, I have not looked at that one yet, but I might be. What is your target price for Sens? These companies are really hard to talk price targets, right? Because they're moving up 100% in a day, 200% a day. It's really hard to set a price target. So I really just am not going to try. I apologize. Talk about, oh yeah. Thank you for the donation. Talk about ATOS. I love you, Sam. Please make me bread. Appreciate it. So let me pull up ATOS. This is another, I think, biopharma company or tech company or something. Let's see. Oh, it's Cloud. One second. No, sorry. I was looking at ATOS, the company, not the ticker symbol. So you have to be careful with that. ATOS, biopharmaceutical company. I believe they have some big, they have something big coming this week, I think. People have been telling me. Okay, so this one I do need to take a look at. People have been telling me that. Let's see, the 1 month, it's up from about 88 cents to $1.82. And it's up 8% today. This one I have to take more of a look at. I don't know if I'll be investing in another pharma stock soon, just because of the fact that I've been buying a lot of them. I mean, I'm not saying that I won't, but I'm cautious because I don't like putting too much in penny stocks. So I might cover it and say, what I think about it, but I might not actually buy it myself. We'll see. I'll have to take a look at it. Thank you for the donation there too, super sticker. Thanks. I appreciate it. ATOS, everyone's liking that one. Is BIOL a buy? I haven't looked at that one. I know people have been posting on it. Like there have been a couple of YouTubers that made videos on it today, but I have not. Let's see what else. Yeah, so more people asking about BIOL. CLSK, yeah. So CLSK is one that I've been holding. I've been bullish on CLSK, and they came under a short seller report this week, something you don't love to see as an investor, but it's not my first time with this happening. That happened to Workhorse too. And honestly, I looked into it. I tried to explain my thoughts on it. Let me see if I can take this off too. I tried to explain my thoughts on it during when it happened. I definitely told my group about it, my Discord group. I don't know. I think I did do an update video on YouTube about it, but I still held through. I added more on the way down. I added more when the short seller report came out. I didn't add this week at all because I have a big enough position, but I still am holding it. I still like the company. They came out and said that it's pretty much BS, that none of it's true. So, it is higher risk than it was before though. So that's something you have to take into account. If you're looking to add it, it is higher risk than it was before. I'm still holding it, but I'm willing to take the risk. ATOS Catalyst on Tuesday. The lowest prices target is $6. Okay, so the lowest price target is $6. Interesting. Tsnp making me money too. Yeah, nice. I like it. Nicholas, thank you. Good looking stock in BW. Renewable waste to energy play gaining momentum quickly. Yeah, so I've heard one or two people talk about this one. Or I just saw it. So I get a lot of, like I've said before, I just get a lot of people sending me stocks. So usually I'm looking at my own stocks, but I won't look at every stock that people send me just because there are too many. So if it gets brought up enough, not by the same person, so please don't spam the chat or anything with it. But if it gets brought up by enough people, either in the comments or on my Discord or something, then I will definitely talk about it or look into it. CCIV is up because Los Angeles Times covered it. Interesting. Thoughts on Rolls-Royce? So I actually covered this one a long time ago, probably before most of you guys were on the channel. I covered it back early summer, I want to say, but I didn't go super in depth on it. I think I did like a 9-minute video or something, but I guess that's what a lot of my videos are. So you can take a look back at that one if you want. So let's try not to spam the chat too much. I see a couple people talk about stocks. OPTT I haven't looked at. MKD I haven't looked at. Thoughts on GSAT? I think I covered that one earlier. ADTX haven't looked at it too much. What's Chamath's tweet? Any thoughts? So I haven't seen his tweet. I guess I could look it up, but if you want to post that in here, I would appreciate it. Any SPACs on your radar? So yeah, I have a couple SPACs. Let me pull up my Fidelity account again. So I bought a couple SPACs this week, like I said, but let me see if I can pull them back up. Just some of the ones I've been buying in more recently. Marty, can you reopen the lower amount on Patreon? Thank you. I appreciate you saying that. So, okay, I want to be careful about how I say this because it really annoys some people when I say this. I want as many people in Patreon as possible because I want like as many people in our community. We can brainstorm different ideas, different stocks and stuff. But my level of work has gone up a lot recently. Like obviously, like I don't want to piss anyone off because I make a good amount of money from all this, but there's only so much I can do. And like today, I responded to comments yesterday around noon, and I had 200 comments by the time that I looked at it today, like from different people. So I'm like I leveled those off just because I want people that are like really serious about trading or buying and investing in stocks. So I apologize, but I don't think that one will open up real soon again, just because there are so many people that are still coming in now. I had to hire someone to help me with getting people in and just like not responding to any of the comments on stocks or anything like that, but just with some of the logistical issues and difficulties with having over 4,200 people in there. Thank you, Audrey. I appreciate that. TOG CBD infused products. I have not looked at that one. I'll pull it up here though, and then I'll get to some of the specs I bought recently. TOG. So this one OTC. Yeah, it's up 400%, but that's because it went from 3 cents all the way up. So it looks pretty risky, under $30 million market cap, and that's after it's gone up 40%. So probably won't be buying into that one. Let's see. Okay, so let me pull up. Is BlockFi safe? Hey, Richard, how's it going? Good to see you, man. Thanks for joining. Travis, is BlockFi safe? Yes. I mean, it's not protected by the FDIC, but that's mostly just for banks, as I understand. So I have money in it personally. I know a lot of other people that have a large amount of money in it, like $500,000 and up. I've talked with several people at their company before, and they are a relatively large company, just to be honest. I think they're talking about going public this year, so I trust them. Now, okay, I appreciate the donations. I'll get to the comments in just a second. I just need to talk about some of these specs I've been buying. So I own BTAQ, did a video on it. Talked about FAII, did a video on that. Mountain Crest, MCAC, I bought that one too. Those are the 3 specs I bought most recently, but I have a lot of other specs too. Audrey, thank you for the super sticker. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you guys for the super stickers. I appreciate that. Okay, AO. What are the different price ranges on Patreon and Discord is for everyone? Yeah, so I appreciate the donation. The different price ranges, so I have a $10 chat, I have a $20, and then there's up from there if you just want to show extra support. Some people do that just because they appreciate, they want to give back to someone that is like early on in their career. So some people do that, but $10 gets you into the Discord. Everyone that pays and gets into any of the chats, like you can put in amounts that are less than 10. You just don't get access to the Discord. Like I haven't set it up that way. That's just the way that Patreon sets it up. Like you can have someone donate you like $1, no matter what your tiers are, and they can like just donate to you, but then they don't get access to the stuff that the tiers are. So I don't know why someone would do that. I just don't know how to even change it or take it off or anything. But the tiers, if you join one of the tiers, you get in the Discord. There are like 4,200 other people in there. So you can definitely take a look at that. So I appreciate if you're interested in that. Like I said, I think it's really valuable. Just even if I weren't even giving any like buys and sells, which I do, I tell you like right after I buy it. And then I give you some other stuff too. Even if I wasn't doing that, you still are talking with so many other people. A lot of people are saying CCIV is going crazy right now. So let's see. Let me pull it up here. Why is CCIV going crazy, guys? So again, I'm going to pull it up so I can see it again because I do hold CCIV, but I want to know why it's up so much. 20. Oh, it's climbing. I don't know if you guys can see this. Yeah, take a look at that. Holy crap. 20%, and it went up 20% like in a few minutes. Okay, they must have, yep. Is it Lucid Motors that they announced it? That's got to be it. Come on. Someone tell me. Is anyone talking about it? Okay, I haven't seen anyone talk about it, but I think that's what it is. That's got to be what it is, right? Okay. Oh, so that's what it is. The Los Angeles Times did an article on them. That's the only reason that they're up though? 20%? It says what? Okay, you guys need to help me out. No announcement? No announcement? I feel that like that's hard to believe though that I mean, I find it hard to believe that just like New York Times or LA Times did an article on them, and they're up 20% in a few minutes. Like, I don't know. That seems a little bit drastic, maybe, I guess, but I don't know. Like, I mean, and it's so quick too. Now it's 16%. I would expect like a little bit of a drop now, but I see the LA Times said the Saudi fund and Lucid founders are are working a deal or something. I don't know, but I think Saudi's fund maybe took part ownership in them or something. Now it's dropping off a little bit, but I'm still holding mine. I think, let's see, what's my cost basis on this one? CCIV, I got in under $13, up 60% in a couple days, in like a couple weeks. So not bad, not bad. Props to everyone that got that. YouTuber inflation is why CCIV is going up. Could be. I mean, that's probably a good term for it. A lot of people say pumping and dumping, but a lot of us, like a ton of people don't sell off, right? So then it just bring attention to the stock, which is what like Jim Cramer does anyways. So, but yeah, I like YouTuber inflation. That's funny. Just what people are talking about. Generally, more people hear about it, and then they can take and make their own decisions. Okay, let's see what else is moving, and then we'll probably end the stream here in a couple minutes, just because I have some other stuff to do, honestly. So, so Titan Medical, TMDI, the company that I talked about earlier, that I bought earlier this week, is up 13% today. What else is up a lot? Ethereum's up 11%. I don't know if you guys heard, but I was buying, I have been buying BNG, or not BNGO. I've been buying Bitcoin and Ethereum a little bit over the last couple weeks. What else? BNGO is up a nice 11%. Can't complain with that. CCIV is up now 13%, not 20% like it was a minute ago. What happened there? Come on. Like, it went up 20% in a few minutes, and now it's falling back down. Obviously, there wasn't, I don't know, that news that we talked about earlier, I don't think would cause it to go up that much. Okay, Alexa's Toy Show. If I could choose only one stock from the portfolio, which one would it be? And then Scott said, are you sticking to Bitcoin and Ethereum only? Yes, those ones, and then some stablecoin too. So Alexa, if I had to pick one, I would not pick a risky stock because I don't want to pick a risky stock as my only stock. Now, if I could pick an index fund, I probably would do that, or like one of ARK's funds, I would do that. But if it had to be a stock, I've been saying this for a while, I would probably buy Disney, just because I think it has some good growth potential and it's not very risky, in my opinion. I mean, it is risky just as all stocks are, but I mean, it's a big company, especially once we open up. I think that their parks will do pretty well. I think people will buy it pretty soon once the country opens up a little bit more. Sens overbought Yahoo Finance News. Any thoughts on it? So I haven't looked at that. I saw that there's an article on it, but I mean, it's been moving up a lot, so that would totally make sense why they would make an article on that. I think a lot of these big companies try to make articles just on these kinds of stocks, and they'll have like multiple articles in a day, like why buy Sens right now, or Sens is overpriced now, or like whatever. They just go back and forth. It seems like ATOS. Yeah, so I might have to take a look at that one. BioLace, I have not looked into that one. I brought it up earlier. When's Alexa just start talking to them? I love it. Yeah, mine actually did a little beep thing here, so that would be something I could do. Just randomly throw an Alexa into the mix every couple words. I forgot where I was, but I have to take a look at ATOS. Thoughts on JAGX? So I've talked about that one before. I haven't talked about it in a while because I ended up selling it. Sam, what platform do you buy your crypto? So I use BlockFi. They are a partner. There's a link down below because they pay me interest. And I like the company just in general, but they pay up to 8.6% interest for you to buy your crypto on there. So I like them. I'm partnered with them too on the channel. So that's who I use. Check out CLWD. Thank me later. So I've already done a video on that one before. Kuba, thank you. I appreciate it. Greetings from Michigan. Thanks. CCIV to the moon. Yeah. PSTH, worth the waiting. I think so. I don't have a ton of my money in PSTH, but I do have a portion of it. I mean, I have a decent sized portion, about probably average position for me in my portfolios. So I like it. I think that has potential. If you look at some of Bill Ackman's companies, though, I will say a lot of them are very blue chip, like restaurant brands and stuff like that, not a bunch of super high growth companies or anything like that. If I could only pick STPK or MP, I don't know. That would be hard. Probably, I don't know. I don't know if I can answer that one. So OEG is exploding. I have not. I mean, I looked into that one a while ago. I know a lot of people have been covering it recently, actually, like Jack Spencer, I think bought pretty heavily in it, but I have not bought into it. I've done a video on that one before. And then DM is on the move. Is it too late to get in? With any of these, I think I mean, this one's gone up an insane amount, right? It's up probably like 1,000% or something like that when it was around $13. I have not bought into the company, even though I've been about it pretty early on. But honestly, I don't think any of us expected them to raise capital 7 times and for them to move up every single time that they did that, move up in price. I don't think it's too late because honestly, they don't have much going for them at this point. Like, I mean, I shouldn't say that. They have their technology. They have a bunch of cash. They have a new artificial intelligence board of director that has some good credentials, but they haven't really made sales yet. So I think once they start making sales, get contracts, I think they could actually push up pretty well. But they're so speculative in my mind. But now that they have a lot of cash, I think they're less speculative. You're just paying a lot more. Greetings from Saudi Arabia and hope CCIV will pump. Agreed. Well, nice to see you. Thanks for joining in the chat. I hope so too. I hope it keeps on moving up. Okay. Am I releasing any videos on any stocks? Yeah. So after I'm done with this in a minute here, I'm going to put up a video. I'm going to be putting up a video on a new stock that ARK Invest has been buying, and I'm buying it today. So I'll release that probably a few minutes after we get off here. Richard Allen, not too late, LOL. Yeah, I mean, like I said, it could keep on moving up. So hard to tell exactly where it will go. Thank you, Phenom. I appreciate it. Check so much in limbo. Your thoughts. So again, this is one that I have not really kept up on so much because I did a video on it. I really haven't been covering it too much since then. I'll be honest. So I apologize for that. So right now, really the only penny stocks I hold, and I actually did a video on this recently. PLN HF Planet 13. I've been holding this one for longer than all the other ones. I think it was my first penny stock that I bought. I also hold BNGO, also hold SENS, also TMDI. I believe those are the main ones. And then I hold like a couple dollars of, I mean, not literally a couple dollars, but a little bit of a couple other ones like TSNP, which is finally nice to see it moving up. Greetings from the Netherlands. Thank you. I always like seeing where people are from. BNGO offering ends at 26 and is still going up now. 10 too low a price target. I mean, it's tough, right? With these stocks, I don't know. And someone that's been in the market a really long time will probably have a better idea. I almost asked someone that I know that's a YouTuber that's been in the market for a long time this today. I don't know if we've seen so many companies that have been moving up so quickly that have been offering shares, like NNDM, BNGO, SENS, TMDI, all of them have recently announced share offerings or direct share offerings or whatever they're doing. It's kind of crazy, but I don't know. It's interesting to see. I like that they're doing it really because they're so young. To have cash is so important, and they're really risky companies in general, right? Some of them are fighting for FDA approval. Some of them are still just trying to build up a client list. Some of them don't even have really end consumers yet. But with BNGO, I like it. That's why I'm still holding it. I think trying to put a price target, I know analysts do it, but to try to put a price target on these stocks is nearly impossible because they're not trading on fundamentals. They're not trading on fundamentals at all. So whether it's a 100 price to sales ratio or a 200 drastically changes the price target, and both are insane valuations. So I don't know. I think it could definitely go up past 10. Like any of these stocks that we're talking about that are penny stocks could double in like a day. We've seen that. But I think I still like it. John, appreciate the donation. BNGO call with presentation in the UK next week. Interesting. So I think this will be interesting. I'll definitely cover it. The thing with BNGO is you never know what they're going to announce. Heck, half the time you don't know what it is that they are announcing. Just to be honest, like it's so hard to understand these biotech companies, these biopharma companies, all this. So I think a lot of us, like during the symposium, right? Like a lot of the YouTubers, a lot of the community were following these symposiums, and we probably weren't watching them like in depth, right? We were keeping up with the news articles and with their Twitter, and they're just throwing stuff out all the time, and it's hard to even understand some of the stuff that they're doing, but you can tell that the market is reacting positively to it, and honestly, I think that they're pretty comfortable with their share price. I mean, of course, they're diluting shares. So typically, or they're offering shares. Typically, they do this either because they think that their price is high, like their share price, or because they need more money and it's moved up quickly. So I think theirs is more that they moved up so quickly than they think their share price is high. Because if you just break it down, like if you Google why someone would offer shares or why someone would buy back shares, those like someone buys back shares because they think their pricing is too low and that they're getting a good value to buy back their own shares, or they sell shares because they think it's too high. But I don't think that's necessarily the case for these. So I don't know. It's interesting. I don't think a lot of us understand everything that's coming out on them, and we still are excited about them because we see the market that they're in and how fast it's growing, and we like what they're able to do compared to some of their competitors. Sends after offering today going sideways. Yeah. So whenever these companies announce a share offering, they generally fall. And that's what made me so excited on Tuesday, because they came out, I think like Saturday night or Sunday night or something, and said they were going to offer more shares. And I wanted to add more shares. And one of the things that was making me uncomfortable about the company just in general was their cash position. A lot of the time with these penny stocks, that's one of the things that I hate to look at, because they're burning through so much cash because a lot of them don't have good revenues. They don't have good earnings. So the more that we can get in terms of cash, the better I feel. And I was so excited when they offered that. That's why I wanted to make a video on Sense today, because honestly, if you're looking at Sense and you've been waiting to get in for a while, that's one of the best times to get in. I mean, of course, you have to evaluate it. I'm not a financial advisor. Do your research. But after they announce something like that, I think the market generally overreacts to it, because you have to realize, let's say they offer shares and they dilute by 10%, and then the share price falls down by 10%. Like, you're getting a company 10% cheaper that is diluted by 10%, but they have a lot of cash now. So they're a better company. I mean, their company has more flexibility. They have more strength. So you're getting a better company. That's just how I think about it. So I think I've definitely changed some of my thinking on that. Thanks for your tips and hard work. I appreciate that, Jay. Thank you. Richard, Richard, you owe me $5. Okay, I'll buy you a beer sometime when we actually get to see each other in person. If you guys don't know Richard Allen, definitely check out his channel. He covers NNDM all the time. But I'm not gonna send you $5 in a stream because YouTube gets a portion of that. So I'm not gonna just go back and forth with you. But I appreciate it. Thank you. I'll buy you a beer though sometime when we go to like FinCon or something. BlackBerry, I have not looked into that one super in depth. I'll be honest. I know a lot of people have been asking me about it just now, but I saw that it had some bigger moves a couple months ago. I know some people were talking about it. Marcus, I know you have covered this previously, but what are your general thoughts on Tattooed Chef? I like it a lot. It has a lot of growth. It's cheaper than some of its competitors. It's one of my larger holdings. I think it's one of my top 3 or 4 holdings, and I hold a lot of stock, so that means something. I like it a lot, but it is pretty early on in their cycle. They're a small company, so I mean there is risk with it. I mean it's not like J.P. Morgan or something like that, so just take that into account. All right. Oh man. Okay, don't listen to this. This is a bot. FBC 14 algorithm. I'm I'm highlighting it because I don't want them to keep on coming up. So yeah, anytime that you see anything about the FBC 14 algorithm, anytime you see like someone with my face, with my name in the comment section that says like check out my WhatsApp or something like that, no one really here in the US uses WhatsApp. I've met a couple people in my life that have used WhatsApp here in the US. No one really uses that. So please don't take that and actually think that it's me or any other YouTuber. If you get a comment that sounds spammy underneath your comment, even if it has their name and face, don't click on it. Don't send them anything. I've had one person reach out to me before asking about something uh, and said that I had approached them and they sent like $50 or something. But don't send anyone money. I'm not asking you to Venmo me money or anything like that. What are my thoughts on penny stocks for long term? These things are going up a lot in a day and will be going down quickly. Yeah, so with penny stocks, you have to be on it. That's why I don't mind investing in them, but I don't like a huge position in them, and I don't like holding a lot of them because they can move so quickly. Obviously, they're penny stocks. Um, I'm not really trying to invest in anything that's like a 2 cent penny stock or something like that, or 3 cent, or like those are even riskier because those are generally even smaller companies. But I would be careful if you can't stay up on them and take like, I mean, again, this is going to be a shameless plug for the Discord, but like a lot of people are updating us on penny stocks all the time, so that is helpful. But if you can't be in something like that, if you can't kind of be around your phone, or if you're not looking like long term on a penny stock, like a lot of people I know are in BNGO for the long term, but again, that can change, right? Depending on what happens. If you're just trying to day trade or swing trade or something like that, it's very risky. So be careful. Again, I can do this full time, so I have a better chance at like paying attention to all of them. Appreciate the donation. Do you think the biomedical bioscience is hype right now, or is it going to grow? Yeah, so I personally think that's going to grow. I mean, honestly, the technology is something that we need. I know that they've been working on a lot of stuff for like the last 30 years, honestly, because a lot of companies have been, I think, working on technology since the Human Genome Project. ARK Invest has been saying that this is going to be one of the fastest growing industries over the coming 10 years. I agree. I mean, this is kind of the general feeling I have with most medical uh, industries in general. People will pay just about any amount. Not that they will charge any amount, but people will pay a lot to get technology that will help them medically. I mean, that just makes sense. I mean, the cost in the US is insane, but just generally, like people will pay a lot of money if there's a scientific breakthrough in something for the human body, if they can help people. And there's so many people with different genetic diseases that can be affected by genomics. Like like CRISPR technologies. I was covering this CRISPR. I did a 10-page paper on it in college because I was pre-med, and that was probably 4 years ago. I wish instead of doing that, I should have taken the money from the class that I spent on the class and just put it towards CRISPR stock or something like that. But I think the technology is amazing. What it enables us to do is amazing. The question is, how soon will it kind of blow up? And I think that people will spend a lot of money to be able to use it for whatever they want to use it for. So I think there is some hype around it right now, because honestly, this is not a new concept. It's not like 2020 was a year when CRISPR started their public offering or anything like that. At least I can think of. I think they've been around for a while. I know the company has been. I just don't know when they went public, or some of these other technologies. But I think a lot more people are willing to invest in it. ARK Invest is making it easier to invest in it and showing some of the potential upsides. ARK Invest has a very large platform of people that watch them, and I think they're making it easy enough to invest in them, and they're a trusted name that people are willing to invest large amounts of money in it and not have to take a look at every individual stock. So that's the problem right now. I think for a lot of us, this is a very hard industry to understand. What makes, like, if you had never read anything from ARK Invest on like Pack Bio versus BNGO, and you read both the companies, you read some of the papers on them, would you be able to tell which one was like a higher market cap? I don't know. It's hard to weigh these things. So that's just kind of my thought. I think it's a very quickly growing industry, but it is hard to understand. So that's why I think a lot of people go with ARK Invest, ARK-G portfolio, their ETF. Appreciate the super sticker. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thoughts on Fubotv about to rocket after fourth quarter earnings? Yeah, so I've been holding this one. This one is another one like CLSK that fell down. I mean, CLSK had a short seller report. I don't remember if Fubo had a short seller or if it was just a lot of people saying that it was highly overvalued. But I've been bullish on this one since it was like $25. I don't think I added when it fell just because there was some risk with this one. So I'm still bullish. I'm still holding it since I bought it originally. Jason, good to see you streaming. I appreciate that. Good to see you on here. Appreciate you coming in. Jason, Pullen Investing, definitely go check out his channel. He's also a moderator on my Discord, so appreciate it, Jason. Thanks for stopping by. Keep calm and short Tesla. I don't think that's probably a good idea. That being said, I don't know how much this is going to cause some controversy, but I don't know how much Tesla can go up from here. Is it going to become the biggest company in the world? I don't know. We'll see here soon. Do I like FRSX? Sorry. Give my thoughts on MP. Sometimes this updates right when I'm clicking something else. Yeah, I like MP. I've been holding it. I added to it this week. I missed one. What is that? FRSX. Someone was asking about that. It went away now, but I like FRSX. Honestly, I did a video on it December 24, and since then it's doubled. I talked about in the video how I wanted to add a position in it, but I did something that I generally don't do, and I even said I don't do it, and I even said I probably would regret it, and that was that I was waiting for a dip. It had moved up like 150% or something like that. And I said I was probably going to regret saying this or doing this, but I was going to wait for a dip. And I do regret it. It went up like 100%, but I did cover it a very long time ago, actually. I don't know right now, right? I don't know how much I would want to buy it now just because, it has moved up a lot, but I've been wrong on that in the past. So who knows? Cutting crap. You have 2 shares of Tesla. I won't change your portfolio. Selling or keeping. Yeah. So I'm holding it. I'm not selling it at this point. I don't think I'll ever sell Tesla. If Tesla goes down to 0, I'll hold on to it. I mean, not literally. If I see a lot of warning signs, but Tesla is not one that you can sell and feel good about. I think. I mean, of course, you don't want to be an emotional investor, but people that have sold Tesla have not benefited from it. Of course, it's easy to say when it's up this much, but Tesla is a whole different beast. Sens, people are talking about Sens. Is Sens going up? Or are you just saying because it's been up a lot this week? Let's pull it up here. Sen's moving up after I did the video about it falling down. Let's see. Oh, it's down about 5% now. Yeah, it's moved up a little bit since earlier today. I'm still bullish on it. I like it. What's my largest SPAC holding? That's a good question. Well, it's definitely ChargePoint. And that one's about to go through, I believe. Okay. Any follow-up on CLSK? I actually talked about that a couple times. How long should you hold Apple stock? So I don't own Apple stock, but I would assume this one's kind of like Tesla, one that you probably never sell until you are retired. But again, not financial advisor, do your own research, la da 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 da. But yeah, that one's just a monster. If you bought it, yeah, I think you probably are holding on to it unless you just want to change up how your portfolio is. Any follow-up on CLSK after the short seller report? I actually covered this a couple times, I think, during the live stream. Cicero Gamer. Cicero, sorry. Cicero Gamer. Have I checked out COUV? Yeah, I checked it out at some point. Yeah, so corporate universe. I've seen, like, some people have asked me about this. I know I checked it out at some point, but I don't remember what I thought. It is up 39% today, though. Holy cow. Not at all-time highs, but yeah, so this one jumped up a lot. This was a $2 stock or a 2-cent stock, a 1-cent stock, and went up to 48 cents. Now it's down to 41. Yeah, so if you had that one, good on you because that thing is a monster. Have I seen SRNE? Yeah, so I've seen it. I actually was just watching a video on it the other day. So my brother-in-law actually did a video on it recently. So if you guys want to check out his channel, search and do it on a separate tab so that you don't jump out of this. SRNE Financial Success. That will bring it up. His channel is still early on, so it doesn't come up a lot if you just Google or if you just search financial success, but he just covered it the other day. So I think if you type in SRNE Financial Success, you should be able to find it. He's doing videos every other day covering some stocks. Covering some other stocks too. Sends to $10 soon. I hope so, man. That would be nice. Thoughts on Dare? I have not covered it. I have not looked into it too deeply. I mean, I watched JT Wells' video, but doing my own research on it after that, I have not done that. VGAC before it pops. Yeah, I've been holding VGAC for a long time. I think since like 1050. Have you ever considered European stocks? Yeah, so I'm not against it. I'm just not purposely looking for them. And yeah, I would definitely consider it. Your take on Plug? One of my biggest regrets, obviously hindsight's 2020, but I covered it when it was 10 times cheaper than it is now and talked about it, but I didn't buy it. So I think it could be good long term. I haven't looked into it too much though since I covered it one of the first couple times. I think I've covered it twice now, maybe. Okay. Thoughts on something like AMC for recovery play? I don't really like AMC. I always get that mixed with is that, let me pull it up here. Yeah, so someone had said AMD one time and I thought they were talking about AMC. AMD or AMC, I don't like the theater stocks. I'll just be honest now. Maybe like 5 years ago, I would have liked them, but I think with all the streaming coming out, I don't really like those types of stocks. Dev, if you had 1,000, what stock would I buy? I'll say what stock I would buy because I can't tell you what stock you should buy. I personally would not invest in something very risky, especially if you have $1,000 available. You're probably new to investing. So I don't know if you want to invest in something that's super risky because you could have a very bad experience with that. Right away, I probably would do an index fund and then learn more along the way. Like I invested for a couple of years before I bought individual stocks. And then like I still was doing a lot of research before I took the plunge and bought them, because it's a big learning curve and emotions play such a big such a big part in it. I would hate for you to invest in something, even if it does, let's say you do really well and then you do really poorly in another stock or something, and it just throws you off and you don't invest for maybe a year or two. That could put you back a lot long term. But I probably would do something like, if you want to get into individual stocks, I like Disney a lot personally. I like their streaming growth. BNGO. Yeah, last time I looked, it was up like 13% or something. If Lucid merges with CCIV, is it a must buy? Possibly. I mean, I own it. I liked it when it was very early on. I think if they merge, yeah, I would probably buy it. I think a lot of people will be buying it if they merge. MCAC thoughts. I'm still holding it. I've had it for a while, and I actually did a video on it a while ago too. Oh, what's going on with Sundial? I'm not sure. Okay, so ZAM, I've not looked into it too much since I covered it originally. Though, yeah, the 1000 guy might want to look into ARK stuff. Yeah, so that's another good option if you want to look at, like, you can look at index funds, or you can look at some ARK funds like ARK-K, which is pretty high growth. It's performed really well. Stock or ETF, sorry. Okay, so I think I'm gonna get off here. I said this was gonna be a shorter stream, somewhat short, I guess, under an hour. But be on the lookout, because in about 5 minutes, I'm posting a new stock that ARK Invest is buying, and I'm gonna be buying today too. Again, it's a company that's getting into autonomous driving, but they already have a very large trucking business. They pay a dividend. They produce over 2 million trucks a year, semi trucks and other stuff like that. So definitely check that out. It's going to be an interesting one. They've been buying 15 million the first day, 22 million the second day. And then Jonathan, thank you for the donation. I'll just answer this real quick. You just joined Patreon. Do I do videos just for members? How do I get your premium list of tickers? So I don't have like a premium list of tickers. I tell you what I buy and sell like right when I do it. So I buy and sell. Sometimes I give you updates about what I'm thinking about stock. Again, I just don't want to flood the community on YouTube with community posts about stocks and stuff like that. Like, I'll do it if it's some stock that I've talked a ton about and something just came out and I know like I have a large audience in that stock. But I give you updates several times throughout the day when I'm thinking on different stuff. I don't like promise that I'm going to pick out, like some people have asked me to pick out a penny stock like every week or something. I'm not going to say that I'm going to do that, because I'm not just going to make one up or just find one just for the heck of it. Like, I only want to take out positions I really feel strongly about. But I have been buying penny stocks almost on a weekly basis. They have done well over the last month or so, but they're still small portions of my portfolio. Do I do videos just for members? Sometimes, but again, they're like little updates. They're like without some of the editing and stuff like that. If there's some topic that people are asking a lot about, like CLSK, I did an update video, but I did like a shorter, like 2 or 3 minute video, just like real quick to the point so that people could watch that. And then sometimes if I have like videos pre-recorded for the weekend, sometimes I'll put them out ahead of time. But generally, that's just if like on the weekends, I try not to work too much. But sometimes I have to pre-record the video. So sometimes I might let them be open a little bit early or something like that. So again, if you guys want to check that out, there's a link down in the description below. They're really, the two main things are you get into a Discord chat with a ton of other people in it. And then like 4,200 other people. So you can always ask questions to people. And then the other thing is I tell you what I'm buying and selling. So I try not to go on my way to say that there's a bunch of other stuff included, because I don't want to promise something that I can't deliver. But I think it's really valuable. Again, like I said, especially if you're someone that either is in the market all day, so you get other opinions, or maybe you can't be connected to the market all the time. So you can like ask a question, then jump out, and then you don't have to like do a ton of research on something necessarily. Austin, thank you for the donation. Please look into VLDR Dark Horse. Okay, well, I'll take a look at that one. I know some other people have been telling me to take a look at it too. I'll pull it up here so I don't forget. All right, thank you guys. I appreciate it. Thank you for for joining and watching. Definitely be on the lookout in the next 2 or 3 minutes for this other video on what ARK is buying. Thanks, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.